This is a 4-hole laying nest. Generally, this nest would be good for anywhere from 2 to 12 hens. And you can put this together. It's real durable and will last a lifetime. And we're going to show you how to put this item together. And it comes in one box. You should have 4 of these. These are the floor plates of the nest holes. So this is where the hen will come into the square. She'll be laying or setting down on this item here. And this you can put straw, hay, shavings, sawdust, anything in here is a nice bedding for a nest. And they're removable, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But you should have 4 of these. You'll have 2 panels that look like this, 2 panels that look like this, and we'll talk about the fronts and the backs here in just a moment. This is one of the side panels, has ventilation holes, so there's air movement within the nest area. We have another side panel of the nest, holes for ventilation, and you'll notice the top of the nest has a slope to it. The reason for that is this will discourage hens and roosters from flying on top of it and having droppings fall on it and keep them from trying to roost up here. So that's the reason for the slant roof on it, is to keep the birds off the nest. And we have the 3rd panel. Should have a sack with all the hardware in it. You should have 3 of these roost poles. 2 of them will go on the bottom one and the other one will go on the top part. You have the support rods for the roost poles, and this is the top panel for the roof. Okay, you will need a flat head screwdriver and either an adjustable wrench or a few wrenches. And 7/16 will be one of the sizes that we will need. You should have some instructions with the parts and an assembly instruction. The first thing we want to do is to take your sack of hardware and let's put it out. And we want to find the top of the unit first, which is this part right here, the top of the unit. And we want to find these 3 panels. Now you should have 2 panels that are identical, and they are called your left panels. And these 2 panels, you'll see that the edging comes towards the middle of the nest. So just to kind of visualize things, stand these up. And then this one, you'll notice that the edging goes on the inward. So this is the one piece, and then these 2 are identical here. So this will be your middle section, and then these 2 will be your outside section. What I would recommend to do is start out with your roof piece, lay it on a table, and have the wider edge facing you. This is wider than this part right here. Have it facing you. And then of course they're both angled towards you. Then find the one piece, the one side that's different than the 2 that are the same. And you'll need to turn it over here like this. The high point of the piece will go down where the smaller of the 2 ledges are at. So this piece will go back here. And what we will do, we'll take your smaller bolt and your smaller nut. This can be assembled by yourself. It's easier if you have a second pair of hands. You want the nuts to be fastened on the interior of the nest, or the inside of the nest, and all the bolt heads out on the outside. It's kind of a tight fit. The bolts rub against the metal a little bit, so it is a tight fit, but they do bolt up nicely. And for now, you just want to snug everything up. You don't want it really tight at this point. You just want to kind of snug it up by hand. And I'm going to flip this like this to put this middle one in. Now we should have the two that are identical, and so I'm going to start one right here. Then you'll need to take the third piece and put it onto the side panel on the side. So we have all three snugly tightened. Now the two front panels have you can see the Z or the lip here and lip this way, and this one has a lip this way, and this one has a lip way. These are the two front panels. The back panels have just one lip on them, and then the back side is just without a lip. So these will be the back panels. We'll do that next, but let's set these off to the side. The front of the nest, of course, is the low end. This is the roof part. The high end is the back part. And the top portion that goes right here. In other words, this is a panel that will hold the lay floor in, and it'll also serve as an edge for the bird to crawl into the nest, and it's also a panel to hold in the straw and the hay and the eggs so they do not fall out. So we want to identify the top panel that has the notch in it, and it will be the top portion, and it will recess right into this middle panel right here. And we'll want to line up the holes. There's 6 holes here, so we'll need 6 bolts and 6 nuts for this. Tighten them at this point. And then the bottom panel to the front of the nest looks like this again. And it goes on like this. The lip part goes on the outside of the nest. This is kind of the ledge where the hen will crawl into the nest. This recessed area goes into the back of the nest. That's a lip for the nest plate to rest on. And there are 6 bolts and nuts to this one also. We have all 6 hand tightened. We have the front panels on. And even though it's kind of loosely put together right now, we want to tip it over to the other side to work on the back panels. And again, 2 panels here. The one with the little slot in it, that'll be the top part that will slide in like this. And then the bottom plate will be the one without the notch in it, and that'll go on the bottom.